Greetings from Olympia. This is your state representative, Cary-Condotta, and we're back on the job with a whole new session and a new governor and some new administrative people and an interesting coalition over in the Senate. It's completely different than what we've seen before. Hopefully it'll be more productive than what we've seen before. And hopefully we'll do a lot better job than what they're doing in Washington, D.C., which, as most of you know, is pretty much a disaster area at this point. I don't expect to see that level of partisanship here, especially with the new coalition caucus. Two of the Democrats have crossed over and formed a new coalition majority in the Senate with the Republicans. So now our House is in the hands of the Democrats, the Senate is in the hands of the Republicans, and we have our new governor, Jay Inslee. This will make for some interesting dialogue and an interesting, I think, mix of subject matter and hopefully some good legislation that's more bipartisan than what we've seen in the past. Your state representative, myself, working on several new committees this year, actually two I'm very excited about. The Finance Committee is brand new. It's back from before. We had it a few years ago. It was removed. Now it's back. And the Finance Committee handles all tax exemptions, taxes, tax structure, anything to do with revenue. So that should be an interesting place to be. And well, I'm sure we'll have a lot of very productive discussions in there, but we are the end-all and stop-gap committee for taxes, so we'll keep our eye on it for sure. We have a great team there. We have government accountability, which is an interesting scenario because this particular committee handles not only audits, performance audits for agencies, but also handles all the liquor, tobacco, gambling, and the new marijuana legislation. So we are oversight on the entire setup for this vertically integrated marijuana system that was voted in under I-502. I am ranking on that committee now. That's a new ranking position for me with Chairman Chris Hurst, and we'll be working together on all those issues, including performance audits on all the agencies, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Last but not least, still on labor, although I've handed over my ranking position to District 13, Matt Manueller from Ellensburg. I think he'll do a very good job on the Labor Committee. I'll still be on the committee because that deals with a lot of small business issues. So we have a lot to do. We'll be reporting in weekly on things as they happen, but for the most part, the budget is what's being talked about. A couple of court cases. McCleary on education has said we've got to come up with potentially another $1 billion, and a new court case last week, Bracken, says that the estate tax, at least part of it, is now invalid. And so the fact is that puts a $200 to $250 million hole in the budget also. So a lot of work to do, a lot of new committees, and looking forward to this session, especially with this new coalition in the Senate, because I believe it'll give us a more balanced approach and perhaps better legislation in the end. So stay tuned over the next few weeks. Don't forget to contact our office. You can email, call, write, whatever you prefer, and we're happy to get back to you as soon as possible. The sooner the better, because the session will get busier as we move on. We'll see you in the next week or two and let you know how it's unfolding.